Great, so I'm back, and this time we're doing my Champions League predictions because the Champions League is coming around and really quickly, so kind of need to get this out as quickly as possible. But anyways, I'll also be doing a Europa League prediction. That'll be in another video because I have a secret surprise for later in this video. But anyways, in this video I will be predicting the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So yeah, there's quite a few matches to get through. I believe it's 4 different matchups. So yeah, let's get into the matchups. They're all quite intriguing and quite exciting. I'd say like half of them. We'll get into them. But anyways, let's just get into the first matchup. Okay, so the first matchup that we see that it will happen will be, of course, Liverpool versus Benfica. And the first game will be at Benfica's home, so maybe give some advantage to them. And I didn't really think that Benfica was gonna make it through. I really thought Ajax was gonna make it through, but I mean, all credit to Benfica because they did a good job and they played well and they were able to get through Ajax. They've done a great job. I mean, they finished in second in a group where Bayern and Barcelona were both in it. They beat my team to qualify. So, I mean, really good on them. And not only that, Liverpool have been known to struggle in the later stages of the Champions League, especially in the past few years. But I still do think that Liverpool are going to be able to edge it. I think Liverpool will be able to win it because Liverpool just have such a strong squad. They have Mo Salah in the prime, in his absolute prime. He's scoring goals for fun. He's getting assists. Not only that, but the overall team is just fantastic. They're all hitting their stride and just overall performing really well. And I think Liverpool have the depth to not only challenge for the Premier League, but also challenge for the Champions League. And I think they'll progress to the semifinals. And yeah, they'll be a major contender for this Champions League title this season. I think they'll play a really good game. I think Benfica will push them quite far. Not too far, but I think it'll be a quite comfortable victory. I think Liverpool will be able to beat them by 3 goals across 2 legs. I think that's manageable for them. So yeah, I think Liverpool will definitely go through to the semifinal and face off against the other 4 that I make it through. So on that same day, the next matchup that we're gonna see is Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid. Now these 2 teams, I did predict them both to go through. I didn't make a video on the round of 16, but I did predict them to go through because I felt like both teams were just in the right position and would have defeated their opposition. So obviously Manchester City beat Sporting Lisbon and quite comfortably. I mean, their first game wasn't it like 5-0 or something? Wow, it was just utter demolition. And Atletico Madrid did struggle up against Manchester United. They did play well, but it wasn't as comfortable. But I mean, I still think Atletico definitely have a solid lineup. Cholo Simeone is a fantastic coach, and I think he could definitely do some pretty good things in this Champions League. I mean, they got past Ronaldo, which is something that a lot of people always said, like, oh, Ronaldo always takes out Atletico Madrid. And I mean, now Atletico Madrid took out Ronaldo, so you never know what can happen. But of course, there's Manchester City, a very strong contender for this Champions League. Just like Liverpool, they are in the prime position to win the Premier League, and they want to win the Champions League. They made it to the final last season, and they want to win it this year. And I've seen quite a few videos and quite a few predictions where they think Atletico Madrid could cause an upset. And while I do think that it's possible, I don't see it happening. So I'm going to predict Manchester City to actually progress into the semifinal. Anyways, I do believe that Manchester City will win this tie, although it will be much closer. I think it'll be maybe a margin of 2, maybe 1 goal, because I mean, Atletico Madrid have been a little shaky in their defense, which is kind of their main strong point, their main strength in the recent years, but this season it hasn't been the greatest. And Manchester City have shown that they're just scoring goals for fun, as Sporting Lisbon knows very well. But yeah, Manchester City to go through, and yeah. Now the next game, it will be Villarreal versus Bayern Munich. Now, whoever wins this goes up against whoever I predicted, which was Liverpool. And I won't delve too deep in this one because a lot of people automatically go to Bayern, and I am wearing a Bayern jersey, but I'm actually going to go for Villarreal. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm going to go for Bayern Munich. Now, I would like to pick an underdog, and I kind of missed my chance with the Atletico game. But although Villarreal can sometimes cause an upset, and honestly, I can see it happening, it's just not going to happen. I mean, Bayern Munich are just too strong, and they have such a great squad. Robert Lewandowski, again, in having the season of his life yet again. I mean, he is fantastic. And not only that, but the whole team is just insanely good. I mean, overall, the whole team just scores goals for fun. And although Villarreal have a solid lineup, they have some really good players that can obviously score goals, obviously defend well. I just don't see it happening up against this Bayern Munich team. Villarreal, are all credits to them. They made it to the quarterfinal, which no one really thought they would have made it to the quarterfinal. I did predict them to go through. I did think they were going to be Juve. They were actually my dark horse in this, but up against Bayern Munich, I don't see it happening. Sorry, Villarreal, but Bayern Munich to go through to the semi-final. Now, last but not least, obviously the most interesting game, at least in my opinion, Chelsea versus Real Madrid. Now, we saw this matchup last season in the semi-finals, in which Chelsea won it, and of course, they won the entire competition. They won the Champions League last season. So they are the title holders at the moment. But Real Madrid is the team with the most amount of Champions Leagues in their cabinet. So it's a tough one. It's a really tough one to call. I mean, of course, I'm a Barcelona fan, and I'm rooting against Real Madrid. But you can't, I can't sit here and say that Real Madrid haven't been great this season. They have been. They've been really good. I mean, of course, Barcelona beat them 4-0, and that was the most recent, well, the second most recent game. They obviously beat Celta Vigo. At the time of recording, this day, they beat Celta Vigo, but I mean, it wasn't that comfortable of a victory. I didn't watch the game, I'm gonna be fully honest, but I mean, there was, I believe they had 3 penalties and they missed one, but they still won 2-1, so they're still leading La Liga by quite a few points, and they have been quite decent in this Champions League. I say decent because there have been quite a few moments where they've been shaky, and I mean, they beat PSG, although they had a 2-0 deficit at that point, but then Benzema just turned it on, and he is fully fit, I believe. He played up against Celta Vigo, so I'm pretty sure he's fully fit. So up against Chelsea, he can cause some damage. I mean, he scored a hat-trick up against PSG in just like less than 30 minutes, I believe. Fantastic. He is honestly, if not the best player in the world right now, like based on current form, he's up there. He's top 3 at least. It's got to be between Robert Lewandowski, Mohamed Salah, and Karim Benzema for best player in the world at the moment. But anyways, that's enough about Real Madrid. Chelsea. Now, I am talking about this matchup quite a lot because this matchup is obviously the most just interesting one. I'm gonna say, I said interesting a lot in my last video, and I'm gonna keep saying interesting in this one. But anyways, Chelsea versus Real Madrid. Now, Chelsea, they have a fantastic squad. Thomas Tuchel is a fantastic manager, but they've been really shaky in this season, and especially in the Premier League. But we're talking about Champions League, and in the Champions League, they haven't really been put up against strong opposition. Their strongest opposition has been Juve. I mean, who did they face? Editor, remind me what team they faced. But anyways, Chelsea, I mean, they made it through, and they're in the quarterfinals. And as much as I want to say that Chelsea are going to win this tie, I don't know. I mean, Chelsea can definitely do bits, and they can definitely play really well. And I think they will do well, especially with the likes of Kai Havertz doing well finally. He's not doing the greatest, but I mean, he's finally picking up some form. Christian Pulisic is doing quite well as well. Their defense has been quite solid, apart from a few minor mistakes here and there. But I mean, Edouard Mendy is also a fantastic goalkeeper, but I really don't know. I'm really split, and I have not decided beforehand, and I really didn't decide the other games either. But this team will go up against Manchester City, and honestly, I think, you know what, I'm gonna go with Chelsea. I think they're kind of the underdogs in this one, and I think they have the most likely of chances. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go with Chelsea. I'm gonna go with Chelsea to progress and beat Real Madrid by, you know what, it's gonna be on penalties. I think they're gonna go all the way to penalties, and Chelsea will win just barely. Just barely. Yeah. So those have been my Champions League predictions. But anyways, yeah, I said the 4 teams. I should put them up on screen right now. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and late.